The first thing I want to do is remove the wheel, so take off all 5 of your lug nuts with a 21mm socket. Now take the wheel off. If it's stuck on here, go ahead and put a lug nut back on so it doesn't fall off, and then use a rubber mallet and hit it from the backside. That should pop it right off. Take the lug nut off now that the wheel is free. There she goes. All right, take the wheel off. Now, you don't have to take this shield out. I just think it'll make it a lot easier, so I'm going to. 6 10mm bolts that go all around. I'm going to take off the 4 side bolts first, and then the ones down at the bottom. Now for this one, you want to make sure you hold the shield. Okay, one more. Next, I'm going to unbolt the 2 21mm bolts that hold this idler arm. Lower one out, and then the top one, I'll go over these puller lines. Okay. This cotter pin needs to come out in order to remove the rest of this arm. And okay. If you can get it to break free and take it out the nice way, go for it. If not, just cut it flush. And you can take the nut off right over this cotter pin. Okay, looks like I did manage to break it free. Just gonna cut this part off. There we go. All right, set that aside. 21mm socket also for this one. Take it off. And now just use your hammer, and I would want to hammer here, and that'll hopefully vibrate this loose. Sometimes that's not possible, and you'll have to hit the stud and force it up. So we'll see what works. I'm going to hold on to it. There we go. Take this out, and there it is. Now let's get the new part in. I'm going to go from the front and slide it through. Make sure the mounting surface is clean there. Get it to line up. Put the new castle nut on. Let's bottom it out, and then we'll torque it. Now, oops, the torque for this one can be anywhere between 56 and 84 foot-pounds. So I'm just going to go for 80. Bottom it out, and torque it to 80 foot-pounds. Right there. Now to line up the cotter pin slot, you always want to tighten and never loosen. Mine actually lines up pretty well, so I'm going to leave it right there where it is. Now let's put the cotter pin through. Put it in. I'm going to put it in from the front side. There we go. And bend it over to lock it in. Perfect. Now let's mount this to the frame. Now let's take this idler arm and line it up with the frame. Slide in one of the bolts. Start that one so it stays in place. And once that one's in place, we can put the other one in, and then just pivot everything as needed to make it line up. There we go. There's the other one. Now let's bottom them out. And then these get torqued anywhere between 123 and 169 foot-pounds. Okay. That's it. That's the second one. Let's get the shield up. I'm gonna start in a couple of these bolts. That way it stays up here nice and secure. And now just snug these all up nice and tight. Let's put the wheel back on. Put on all 5 of your lug nuts, bottom them out, and torque them to 150 foot-pounds. That is if you have the 5 lug wheel pattern. If you have 7 lugs, then you want to torque them to 100 foot-pounds. Double check them. There you have it.